Hi, everyone. As you all know, I love talking about student athlete issues, but let's talk a little bit about how we get there. Today, I'm joined with volleyball recruiting advisor Susan Forbes. Susan, we're in the height of club season, and you focus on peace of mind for the college recruiting process and beyond. So let's talk a little bit about the timeline. Thanks for coming today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
So we know that there's different divisions within the NCAA, and that can influence your college athletic experience. Is there also a difference in the recruiting process across the divisions?
What I find is that when prospects are allowed to be contacted, which is June 15th before their junior year for a volleyball athlete, if you're one of the top, 5 to 10% in your class, you're looking at potentially committing to play at a school before your fall high school volleyball season starts. I find a lot of times D3 schools, the process is a little bit more delayed, mostly because a lot of D3 schools tend to be very academic minded. They might really love and adore you as a player and your skills and your talents, but they want to make sure that you're also getting the job done in the classroom as well. That's kind of picking up speed before your senior year or summer before your senior year. We're seeing some changes even in the D2 process now with volleyball and the transfer portal, that a lot of these coaches are holding on some of these athletes that they may have jumped on earlier. So if you're kind of like a borderline, looks like you could go D1, college coaches aren't offering you for whatever reason, they might be waiting to see what the portal offers. And so that's opening up a new opportunity for these D2 schools. Some of those athletes that would have potentially gone D1 if they were willing to wait are now being caught by D2 schools.
Oh, wow, that's so interesting. I'm
Yeah.
so thankful that we didn't have to worry too much about the transfer portal when I was going into high school. It was
Yes.
already such a stressful experience. What does it look like from the moment that you decide that you want to play in college to going to campus?
Freshman year is you're going to practice getting recruited. So you're going to practice creating highlight film. You're going to practice sending emails. You might even practice talking to college coaches, maybe seeing if you get on the phone with a Division III college coach because they're allowed to talk to you anytime versus D1 and D2 schools aren't. So that year is all about practice. And your sophomore year is kind of when you want to start to be giving yourself exposure, all with the intent that what they see in the inbox, what you say in the email, the highlight film that you include, they're going to come and watch you play live. Sophomore year to junior year, if you're a D1 bound prospect, is kind of what I like to call the evaluation period, where college coaches are going, they're watching you play, wanting to see like what you're showing us in the highlights. Are we seeing that in live in person? And not on every single play. We all realize highlights are highlights. It's going to be some of your best clips. Is this a kid that we potentially want to have in our program? Is she going to contribute? And is she someone I'm going to want to coach for 4 years?
We're talking a lot about this June 15th date. We're actually doing a prep club coming up, helping recruits, prepare for June 15th. What are some things that people should be thinking about when they're talking about committing for schools?
Yeah, I think that the recruiting process is going to greatly vary, for athlete to athlete. Having an open mind, because you might have a guess or have a hope as to who is going to contact you, but be really open minded about the opportunities that are available to you. Sometimes top prospects will get caught up in different offer strategies from college programs that are designed to put pressure on them and get them to make a decision. The school that's meant for you is going to be the school that waits for you. It's going to be the school that you're comfortable with the timeline of, and it's going to be the school that you are, excited to make a decision to go and play at versus feeling like, well, I have to play at it, or this is my only option, so I better take it. So that what's meant for you won't miss you energy, I think is huge to live in.
Some people know my story. Like, I just remember figuring out that I wanted to play college volleyball. At the same time, everyone else seemed to be committing. I just, school after school was telling me, hey, we totally would have committed you, or we totally would have been recruiting you, but we just committed someone, or, you're kind of down on our list. Do you have any advice for people who feel, maybe they're a junior right now or even a senior and they just feel a little bit behind in the process?
Stick with it. There is so much opportunity out there, and it goes to the girls that want it the most, that are committed to the process, continuing to show up in inboxes and ask, to be evaluated and ask coaches to come watch them play, even when they've been rejected multiple times over. There's a lot of last minute changes that happen on rosters as well, injuries, girls quitting, athletes deciding to transfer, coaching changes. Like there's a lot of things that can affect rosters.
I absolutely love that. Susan, thank you so much for coming. If you're looking for more one-on-one coaching, check out Susan's page at hey.susank on Instagram. And if you're one of those players about to go into their junior year, check out our program, the June 15th Prep Club. It's tagged in my bio, and I'll be tagging Susan. As always, keep coming back for more episodes of Let's Talk About It.
Hey guys, it's Sydney. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk About It. If you did, make sure to leave a review and send it to a friend. Let's keep this conversation going. I'll see you guys next week.